Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dig into a powerful short story that reveals a timeless and, let's be honest, kind of uncomfortable truth about politics, the game of power, promises, and what it really takes to win someone's vote. So let's start with a big question. What actually convinces a person to cast their vote? Is it a brilliant policy, a heartfelt promise, or is it something a little more direct? To really unpack this, we're going to dive into a masterpiece by the legendary Nigerian author Chinua Achebe. The story we're talking about is called The Voter. Now, it's set in a small Nigerian village, Umuofia. But here's the thing, what happens there? It serves as this incredibly powerful mirror for how politics plays out, not just there, but on a global scale. At its core, Achebe's story is all about that gap between what's promised and what's actually delivered. It really drills down into one simple, powerful question. What happens to democracy when money starts talking louder than words? Okay, so to really get how this all goes down, you gotta meet the key players at the center of this political drama. They're a perfect case study in how an election is won and, maybe more importantly, how public trust is lost. First up, we've got the kingmaker himself, Rufus Okeke, but everyone just calls him Roof. His day job is repairing bicycles, but honestly, his real talent is persuasion. He's that charismatic local guy who knows everyone and everything about his community, which makes him the absolute perfect person to have on the ground. So who's Roof campaigning for? He's working for the powerful incumbent Marcus Ibe. He used to be a teacher, but now he's the minister for culture. He's had a taste of power, and let's just say he likes it. As the story shows, he's gotten very good at making sure no one stands in his way. And the stage for all this action is Umuofia Village. It might be a small community, but its votes are absolutely critical for Marcus Ibe to hold on to his power. So this little village becomes the entire chessboard where the whole game of politics, with all its tricks and manipulations, unfolds. So, what's Marcus Ibe's actual plan to win re-election? This is where the story gets really incredible, because it doesn't just tell you that votes are being bought, it literally shows you the playbook, step by step. So the whole strategy plays out in this predictable 5-year cycle. First, after being gone for ages, Marcus Ibe magically reappears right on cue for the election. Next, his campaign guy, Roof, starts working his magic, persuading the villagers. And then, here's the clincher. Money gets handed out directly to the voters. The votes are secured for his party, the PAP, the promises are forgotten, and the clock immediately starts ticking on the next 5 years. And you can just feel it, right? This cycle creates this huge, destructive gap. It's a chasm, really, between what the people of the village actually need to make their lives better and what the politicians are willing to give them just to stay in power. And this right here, this shows you the core problem so clearly. On one side, you have the community's real, tangible needs, things like roads, better healthcare, and good schools. And on the other side, well, the politicians are offering something from a totally different toolkit. Some cash, a lot of empty promises, and a quick visit right before the election. It's almost like they're not even speaking the same language. So when you go through that cycle of being let down again and again, it inevitably leads to this: political disillusionment. It's that feeling, that deep down cynicism when you start to believe that your vote doesn't really matter, that it's not going to lead to any real change, and that the people in charge are just completely out of touch. And if you want to boil it all down, it comes down to this one number: 5. 5 years. Think about that for a second. That's how long the politician Marcus Ibe is just gone. He only shows up once every 5 years, and only when he needs something from them. I mean, if that's not the ultimate symbol of being taken for granted, I don't know what is. And this gets us to the real heart of why this story, from this one small village, feels so incredibly universal. Achebe isn't just writing about Umuofia. He's holding up a mirror to politics everywhere. I mean, the story just perfectly unpacks these themes that we see all over the world. You see the playbook for manipulating voters. You feel the slow, poisonous effect of corruption. you understand just how hard it is to hold powerful people accountable. But it also shows you the flip side, the very real power that local influencers like Roof have. And it just hammers home that painful disconnect we've been talking about. But the story's true genius, its real power, is the question it forces us to ask. Seriously, take a look at the world around you, your own town, your own country. How much of the game being played in Umawolfia do you recognize in the politics you see every single day? And that's a question that sticks with you long after this explainer is over.